So, guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me quickly take you through the claim of asylum in the UK, and I won't waste time at all. Asylum in the UK is when you apply, to stay back in UK due to some reasons, and you have to be eligible for this category. And let me quickly take you through the eligibility process. And to stay in the UK as a refugee, you must be unable to live safely in any part of your own country because you fear persecution there. You must be unable to leave from, your home country, from where you're coming from. For example, let's say you're coming from one of the countries in Africa, say Ghana, and you want to seek asylum in the UK. It means you have to prove to the government of UK that you were unable to live safely, that you are not safe back home in Ghana. And if you're a stateless person, citizen, your home country is the country you usually live in, your country you usually live in. So what this means is that you're being persecuted in your home country, and that is why you fled, to the United Kingdom. And one of the basis of for your for your case, to present your case, one of the basis should be one, your race, the race you belong to. Secondly, your religion, the set of religion you do. Then your nationality. Then your political opinion. Then anything else that puts you to risk because of your social, cultural, religious, or political situation in your country. For example, your gender identity or sexual orientation. I'm going to take you through all of this. Race, for example, if you want to present your case using under the category of race, you're being persecuted because maybe you have different races in your country. And because, for example, look at what is going on in Nigeria, where we have the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the Fulanis. There was a situation sometimes when the Fulanis were invading the Yoruba villages and the Igbo villages, killing people. There was almost a tribal war. You know, but you can use that as one of the basis for your case. Secondly, your religion. If you're being persecuted, maybe because you're a Muslim or you're Christian, and you're being persecuted for that from your state where you're coming from, then you have a case to seek for asylum in the UK. Then, thirdly, your nationality. You can use that too as the basis for your case um, to apply for asylum. For example, if there is chaos in the whole country where you're coming from, where you belong as a citizen, or if there is a terrorism attack that affect the whole nation, especially your region, you may fled due to this. Then, lastly, we'll talk about gender identity. For example, for if you're a gay or you're a transgender and you're not being accepted, or the law of your country does not recognize this, your right, then you can use this, to support your case in seeking for asylum. And when your claim might not be considered, even with all of these things listed earlier, your claim might not be considered if you are from a EU country. You must come from the third world country, not from the EU zone. And secondly, if you travel to the UK through a safe third country, if the country you traveled to UK, from where you traveled, you migrated from to the UK is safe, then you might not be considered. Because one of the reasons, the basic of you being granted asylum is to know that you are not safe, from where you're coming from. And the third thing is have a connection to a safe third country where you could claim asylum. That UK is not the only place you could claim asylum. Like, for example, if you're coming from Nigeria and Ghana is peaceful and is also member of ECOWAS, and you can actually go there easily to seek asylum without anybody threatening you Yeah, that means you can go to Ghana instead of UK or some other neighboring country in Africa, where they cannot repatriate you back to your country because of your safety. And you may want to ask, what is a safe third country? Safe third country is a country where you're not a citizen of that nation, but and you will not be harmed when you get there. For example, you're in Ghana, and Ghana is not safe for you, maybe because of the political reason, and people. I mean, they were searching for you to apprehend you or whatever, or you sense there's a problem, you're in a risk, of being dealt with. You can probably run or flee to Somalia. It's still in Africa, or Libya. So those are the third safe country, and also will not send you to another. This is basic. This very point is valid and very reliable. You have to go to the country where you know and you're sure that you will not be sent back to your country where it is not safe for you. I mean, from the country where you fled from. And for your family members too, you can include your partners and your children under 18 as dependents in your application. If they are with you in the UK, you must presently be in the UK. If your application is successful, any dependent name on it can usually stay for the same amount of times you're granted on your asylum document. They will not get refugee status anyway, unless they make their own claim for asylum. So you have to make claim for every one of them. So that is the eligibility. And now let's quickly see the overview, because that's the first thing we're supposed to actually talk about. You must apply for asylum if you want to stay in the UK as a refugee, because you are previously an illegal immigrant. So, as a refugee now, which means you were not safe from where you're coming from due to some reason, political, religion, gender. We've mentioned that earlier. So, to be eligible, you must have left your country and be unable to go back because of fear of persecution. You know, that is the main reason for seeking an asylum. Maybe politically, you are in an opposition party and they voted for you, but due to the fact that there was a political chaos in your country, you run for your life, or because of gender inequality, you're transgender or gay, and you run for your life because you're not safe. So that is just the whole overview of seeking an asylum. Now, lastly, I need to tell you or show you some documents that you need to prepare. You need documents for yourself and your dependents, partners, children under 18 for your asylum screening, because you have to be screened. And documents you should bring, if you have them, include, if you have them, passports, which is vital, and other travel documents, identification documents. For example, identity cards, birth and marriage certificates or school records. Anything you think will help your application too can be an addendum. For example, if you claim that you're gay, then you need to have a valid document to that effect. If you claim that you're being persecuted politically, you need to have journals, uh, and paper, newspapers, screenshots, and all of that, archives to show proof that yes, it is true. And if it is for religious reason, you still have to have some documents to show that, and you have to have references, you know, the date when such happened, and especially when a national newspaper carried the news. That would be to your advantage. You can just go to their website, or if you have the screenshot of the paper, the picture, you can make presentation of that. And if you have pictures of where you've been attacked, or an attempt to your attack to back in your country, and you finally escaped, then you can show that too to them as evidence of document. And also, uh, if there is a riot or something, that you can present to them and show them, even in videos. So they accept all of that electronically. And document to prove your UK address. You must be in UK. You must show that you're in UK already. You must show that you have an address. If you're already in the UK, you and your dependent must bring document that prove your UK address. You will need different document depending on whether you're living in your own accommodation or staying with someone else in the UK. If you will need to provide documents showing you your full name and address, this could be your bank statement, housing benefit school book, council tax notice, tenancy agreement, household bill. But if you're staying with someone else, you need a recent letter less than 3 months uh, old from the person you are staying with to confirm you have the permission to stay in the UK, and documents showing the full name and addresses of the person you are staying with, like a council tax notice, tenancy agreement, or household bill. So these are the documents you need to provide. I haven't said all of that. You have to bear it in mind that not everybody that travel to UK are eligible for asylum. And if you are pretty aware that presently, 2023, UK is not taking it slightly or easy with illegal immigrants, especially those that are migrating from that are coming from the third world country, but they are transiting through the EU Schengen area with both and the rest on the Mediterranean Sea, and especially those even who had visa previously but overstayed back in the UK. They have to scrutinize you if the place you claim that you're coming from, if you're safe or you are not safe. If you're safe, you'll be repatriated back to your country. But if you're not safe and you can prove it beyond doubt that you were not safe from the place you're coming from, then it means if your reasons are genuine and your screening are granted, then we should congratulate you. I wish you all the best wherever you are. I know it's not easy in the camp. It's not easy when you get, if you have seen or if you have visited a refugee camp before in any Western country, you will know that it's not easy. Staying far away from home, especially when you're not safe. Many reasons to seek asylum. But I wish you all the best in your screening, and I hope that someday you have rest of mind to be a citizen again of a better country.